So, friends, very good evening to all of you. I think I'm so excited to welcome you on behalf of Transition and, of course, on also on my behalf. Friends, the limited insolvency exam, I think all of us have gathered here to really know about what is limited insolvency exam and how to pass that exam. And not only passing that exam, passing the exam in first attempt. I think that's what the target is. The exam, limited insolvency exam, is more than just a test. Now, it is a gateway to a specialized and highly respected profession. Passing it on in the first attempt now saves you time, builds confidence, and also gives you an edge as you start your journey in insolvency practice. Now, here is the thing. Most people don't fail because the exam is difficult or impossible. Friends, may I request everyone, because this is not a kind of a faceless meeting, can I request everyone to please open their videos if it is possible so that we can have better interaction? Yeah, thank you so much. I think that will be wonderful. Let me see all smiling faces so that we can interact better. Yeah, that sounds great. Friends, now most of the people are not able to pass the exam because their approach is not with the right strategy. It's not the lack of knowledge which affects them. What affects them is because of the right strategy. The syllabus is vast. Let us understand that. The time management is very tricky. The questions which are coming, the focus is more on case studies. So typically the questions are more on an application basis rather than mere theoretical. And the institute like IBBI expects not just knowledge, but application. So what this really means to you is that you need more than just studying. You need a plan. You need a right strategy. Well, in this webinar, we'll try to break down what the examiners are actually testing. So I'll be focusing on what examiner is looking at, the common mistakes the first timers typically make, and the practical steps that you can take to stay focused, stay smart, and walk into the exam hall with absolute confidence. By the end of this session, I'm sure that you will have a clear roadmap, not just the theory, but actionable strategies which you can be start using today. So I think let's just get started. So let me share my presentation. And of course, we will also take question and answers at the end. By that time, a lot of questions would be answered. But if you have more questions, you can put it on the chat box. Chat box is open for you, my dear friends. And if you have any questions, you can put it there also. But let me share my presentation once again.
Transition.
I think this,
Transition.
just give me a second. I think yeah, just give me a moment. I think, yeah, now I think it should be okay. Let me share my presentation with you. Yes, so let's get started, friends. This is very important, and the topic is also how to pass limited insolvency exam in the first attempt. Now, first try is more important because what happens is if you go to the examination hall, it's not the question of money. You will have to pay 5,000 rupees plus, of course, the service tax is also there, 5,900 per attempt. It's not a big deal, but at the end of the day, once you go to the exam hall, you're not able to pass the exam, don't you lose confidence? That's the idea, that you should not be, if you take care of those strategies and the mistakes, then you will not be able to do that. So, as I mentioned earlier, what are you going to get today is a clear plan to pass on the first attempt. And we are going to tell you also that where you should be focusing exactly on the syllabus. The syllabus focus areas are exactly very, very important. And the study method, where transition, of course, can also help. And I'm also their faculty. We can really help you via Sure Shot IP program, which are live classes, which we are starting. And of course, thereafter, you can have the recorded versions also. But live classes are typically, you see, beneficial because you can ask your questions in a live class. Well, let us also look at the eligibility. Who are eligible? Now, that's very important because that's a question which has been asked to me. A chartered accountant, company secretary, cost accountant, advocate with 10 years of, you see, experience. If I say Not only experience, it is typically your membership. So that is very important. If you are into practice, then nothing else is required. But if you are working somewhere, then of course they would like that you should have your certificates that you were working, and you should have 10 year of managerial experience. That is important. And of course, this is very important, friends, because many people have passed the exam, went for IBBI registration, and they have been denied registration because of the eligibility criteria. So please check that eligibility before you take this attempt. One more thing I would like to mention is that if you have completed 8 years in your chartered accountancy, cost accountancy, or in these kind of professions which I mentioned, well, you can take this exam, because once you take this exam, you should be ready to take this exam. And once you take this exam, and you, assuming you pass it, you have got 2 years to register with IBBI. So start preparing early. Don't wait for 10 years to complete. So if you are a young professional, 8 years is the time when you should start working on it. And of course, if you are a graduate, not a chartered accountant, not holding any professional degree, maybe an engineer, maybe any graduate degree, well, you require 15 years of managerial experience. So you should keep your certificates ready of working as in a managerial capacity. That is very important. So 15 years in a managerial capacity with a graduation in any field, you can also become an insolvency professional. And many engineers, actually architects, engineers, they have also opted for this profession. And many bankers, I mean, the bankers may not be chartered accountant, may not be cost accountants. So I think this is very important. Now, what you need to do is you need to pass the limited insolvency exam. And once you pass that exam, then you have to do 50-hour pre-registration education course before you can be registered with IBBI as an insolvency professional. So this is a very important, friends. First, you need to pass the exam. You don't have to bother about 50-hour registration course at this stage, but passing the limited insolvency exam should be the focus. And if you pass the exam, as I mentioned earlier, it will be valid for a period of 24 months, where you can, after that, you can register. So within 24 months, you need to register. This is very important, friends. Okay, let's move forward now. And let us look at the exam at a glance, how the exam looks like. It is a multiple choice question exam, 2 hours. You have to go to a center. Total marks are 100 and pass percentage is 60%. But do you know what brings people down? Negative marking, 25% negative marking per wrong answer. So if you are attempting a 2-mark question and if you are not able to answer it correctly, you are down. You don't get 2 marks, but you are down by half mark also. So negative marking is something which brings people down. And 65 questions are coming. I mean, they are asked, and 30 questions are of 1 mark each, and 35 questions are of 2 marks each. Now, these are the main focus areas. You can see 70 marks are devoted to 2 marks question, and then the rest 30% is devoted to typically the 1 mark question. And questions will definitely include case studies. A lot of case studies are there. I'll show you what kind of case studies are asked. Main focus should also be there for all of us to remember. Case studies, as I mentioned, so I'm just showing you broadly what is the weightage. Case studies have a weightage of 70%. General laws, I'm showing in the order of, you see, descending order, so that then general laws will have a weightage of 7%. And not only this 7%, even in case studies, the general laws case studies are also coming. And then rules and regulations under IBC have a weightage of 6%. Case laws, which are typically from IBC only, 5%. And then we have IBC, which is the basic here, 4%. So if you look at IBC would include 6%, 4%, and 5%. So 15%, including case laws, is typically IBC alone. So this is very important, friends, that we must make a note of this. And of course, general business laws are 4%. General awareness, which is very simple, and finance and accounts. If you are a finance professional, I don't think that will be, or a banker, it is not very difficult for you to understand this. This is case studies module. CIRP and liquidation, two sets will come where 10 questions of 2 marks are asked, 40% marks, 40 marks, CIRP and liquidation. So one will come from CIRP, one will come from liquidation. Then, of course, we have PPIRP, which is pre-packaged insolvency resolution process, 4 questions, 8 marks. Individual insolvency and bankruptcy, which is contained in part 3, again, 8 marks. Business and general laws, this is what I was drawing your attention, my dear friends. People generally ask me, should I avoid reading business and general laws? I always tell them, please do not do that. These are easy scoring because these case studies are typically theoretical only. They are not from any case laws. So therefore, business and general laws case studies, as well as the questions which need to be answered, they are much, much easier to answer. So don't leave them. And business and professional ethics, of course, 6 marks. Total case studies marks, as I mentioned, 70 marks are there. Now, in the IBC, I'll just focus on uh, if you ask me to divide the entire IBC limited insolvency syllabus, I will divide into 4 major parts. The first major part is IBC rules and regulations. This is what I'm showing you on the screen. So IBC, number of rules which you have to study in this is 8, numbering 8 now, and number of regulations which you have to study is 19. Well, I think now you are getting to know what is the volume of this syllabus, isn't it? So this is the first, we call it as IBC module, right? So this is rules, regulations, and the code. This is very important, friends. And then, of course, the second module, we call it as case laws module. Now, let me tell you that the syllabus which has changed now it has total case laws of 72. Earlier, in the earlier syllabus, those who have already passed it, I think they were very lucky for this purpose. They used to study 60 case laws. Now, can you believe it is 72 case laws, but the weightage remains only 5%. So 5 questions will come, 1 mark each. So many people again ask me, should I devote my time for 72 cases? Because every case runs into 200 pages minimum on an average. Well, friends, case studies are based on both theory as well as case law. So 41 Supreme Court cases. Now the focus is more on landmark judgments. And then, of course, we have High Court cases, 12 cases, NCLAT 13, and NCLT has been brought down only to 6 cases. When the uh, syllabus started, we had 20 NCLT cases. Now they have brought it down to 6. But total number of cases, my dear friends, are 72 cases. So this is the second module. The third, of course, as I mentioned, is allied laws module, which includes both business laws and general laws. Look at the number. The total number of laws which you have to study in this particular subject is 25, including the Constitution of India. Of course, the Constitution of India, very few articles are there, not all, but these are very, very typical business laws. Business laws, I think most of us might have read it, like Companies Act, Partnership Act, Limited Liability Partnership Act, and so and so. So those are not very difficult. General laws are also, some are very common, like Indian Contract Act, but some are absolutely new. Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Who has studied that? Prevention of Corruption Act. And now 2 new acts have been added with the last syllabus. I think we have got friends from the last syllabus also here. Now they are very lucky to have passed it because now they will have to study even Mediation Act 2023. So that is also, and Data Protection Privacy Act is also has been incorporated in the syllabus. So syllabus is getting, enhanced every time these new acts are also being added. So total number of allied laws today you have to study is 25, my dear friends. And let me also warn you, this is the time to pass the exam because insolvency and bankruptcy bill has been introduced. Do you know how many sections are being added? The total provisions which are there are 54. 54 sections are either being amended or being added. So therefore, the syllabus is going to get enhanced and rules and regulations will also come to a change. So let us, how to start. And the fourth module, as I mentioned earlier, it is a case studies module. So 4 modules, friends, let me repeat: IBC, case laws, allied laws, and case studies. So these are the 4 parts of the syllabus. So how do you have to start? Well, friends, the first thing you need to do that you have to look at the syllabus. And my suggestion to all of you is book the exam slot because you have to book the slot. Slots are also difficult to find, not at this stage. but at certain stages, the exam slots are also difficult to find, but typically you get that. And give yourself 2 months to prepare. Earlier, I used to say 1 month or 45 days. Now I have changed it to 2 months because this is typically required 2 months. So what you can do is look at the syllabus, register for the exam. Today, assuming we are standing on 18th of August, you can book your slot, say last week of October, maybe after Diwali, you can do that because those festivals you can easily pass out, and then you can study for 2 months, right? Attending the classes also, and then self-study. You can have give yourself 2 months. Maybe in the first week of October, you can already book a slot. That is very important. So please do that, my dear friends. First week of October or November, whatever you want. So this is the broad breakdown, as I mentioned to you earlier: IBC module, case laws, allied laws, case studies. Well, what is the goal, my dear friends? As I mentioned, the goal is to pass the exam in first attempt, but you need resources, you need knowledge, and also you need a strategy. And the last point, which is very important, is the time. Well, once you have decided, my dear friends, ask your family to write you off. Otherwise, it is not possible, right? Because you will have to devote minimum 3, 4, even 5 hours daily as far as studies are concerned. So while doing your own professional practice, you may have to make time for this particular thing. Because if you start the process and you leave it in between and you feel that you can continue later on, you will forget everything. So please do not do that. Once you start, please take it to a logical conclusion. That is very, very important, my dear friends. Okay. So as far as the resources are concerned, many questions are asked to me whether IBBI supplies any study material. IBBI does not supply any study material. So we have got free resources at transition.com. This is the website. You can approach there, go there, and you will find a lot of free resources which are there. There is a guide which is there. You can download syllabus also. There is a link for the syllabus. I'll request transition team to post the syllabus link where you can download, you see in the chat box, so that you can also look at it, and also the link for free resources which could be there. So these are the free resources page, which looks like model question paper is also posted. Frequently asked questions you will be able to find. A lot of reports and other things, other material is also available. And the starting point of IBC, which is BLRC, Bankruptcy Law Reforms Committee report, which you guys must read as a first step, that is also available on this resources website, right? So please do that. You'll find strategic guide series, flip book on IBC, which is absolutely free. You will also find a lot of other material which is available, all FAQs, syllabus, circulars, model question papers. You will also be able to find that. And of course, Transition has come out with limited insolvency practice exam. That is also, you can take a free exam also. You can see the how the what kind of exam it comes and what kind of questions you see does it contain. And you will also find a lot of videos on various aspects of limited insolvency exam. Now, this is what the before I come to the tips, friends, let me you see share with you what kind of programs which are being conducted and where. And I must assure you, for all these four modules, the Sure Shot IP, which consists of four modules, no one else takes those classes. Only I am available and I take all those classes. So for 45 hours, in fact, we have increased it from 42 hours to 45 because of increase in the number of the cases. So now it is 15 days, 3 hours daily, 45 days, 45 hours. So I think I will be with you for 45 hours. In fact, some classes do run more than 3 hours also. So it becomes more than 50 hours. But anyhow, so this is Short Shot IP, where four modules are there, as I mentioned to you earlier. Now I will show you the individual modules also very quickly. So this is the signature combo. I think if you register for signature combo, two benefits. Number one, the benefit in the price. You get all the modules at a reduced price, and also you get one exam free, which is worth 3,000 rupees here. So I think that is also beneficial. And in a combo module, as I mentioned, all modules will be available, all live classes, 15 days, 3 hours per day, 45 hours intensive training. Don't expect me You see, we'll give you a lot of questions for practice. Focus will be on clarity, the concepts clarity, and recordings of all these will also be available for 30 days. So this is very advantageous. If you have missed a class for some time, you can always go back and look at that. And if you want to look at the video again, I think people have done that. So you have the advantage of doing that. And this is an IBC module, as I mentioned. And in IBC module, we cover the entire code, rules, and regulations, 5 days, 3 hours per day, which typically brings to 15 hours. Practice tests are also given at various stages. And then, of course, as I mentioned, conceptual clarity is the focus. Case laws module, which will be there again, all 72 cases. Now, that is why we have increased the time from 3 days to 4 days, because earlier we used to cover 20 cases per day, which is very difficult now to cover 72 cases in 3 days. So we have increased it to 4 days, 3 hours per day, 12 hours. Again, some practice tests you will find, and you will understand case laws as stories, how to remember them. And allied laws module, you see, will cover the entire gamut of business and general laws, 9 hours, 3 days, 3 hours, practice tests, and how to really read allied laws, because people are literally afraid when they see 25 allied laws. Well, we'll tell you that how to go about it. If you understand the concept there, and how to answer those questions will become much, much easier. And then, of course, we have case studies module, and case studies module are 6 live case studies we do with you. So for each subject, we do one live case study with you. Well, that is something which is very crucial and gives the people confidence how to attempt those questions. So 3 days, 3 hours per day, 9 hours. And of course, we also have a presentation on how to attempt the exam, the live exam also. We will show you on the screen. That is also covered there. And of course, friends, I understand that many of you have already taken the exam, but have not been able to pass the exam. Let me share with you that for such matters, what I request is that you have to go through these modules again, because syllabus also gets changed. Number one. Number two, all those people who have not been able to pass the exam, and I know one of our friends, Mr. Nand Kumran, I don't know whether he's here or not today. Do you know how much he scored? He scored 59.75%. Very unfortunate. Just by 2.25% because of strategy. That's of course, some luck is also there. What kind of questions you are getting, because it's all random questions. But anyway, those people who have not been able to pass and they are moving from the old syllabus to new syllabus, all of you know me. You can connect with me. I will work with you offline also once you attend these classes also, to really you see understand what kind of strategy you should be adopting. Friends, this is a live class, focus, and there are a lot of testimonials, but I'm not showing you right now. We have got a few of our friends here who have attended our previous sessions, and I would request them to really share their views. So they are not they are real people. They are here because they wanted to be here, and we also requested them, if you can share, if you want to connect with them, you can talk to them and they will tell you. So I'll start with Mr. KB Kumar, who was working typically as registrar in one of the NCLTs, NCL deputy registrar as an NCLT benches. So I will request Mr. KB Kumar to please unmute yourself, introduce yourself briefly, and share the perspective, how Sure Shot benefited him, and maybe one or two tips he wants to share with the participants. Of course, I will give you more tips after this. Yes, Mr. KB Kumar.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening to all the participants. I am KB Kumar. I basically worked with Bank of Baroda as AGM. During my banking career, I was deputed to DRT as assistant registrar. I worked at Ahmedabad, Visakhapatnam, and Hyderabad. So after that, I joined with NCLT Hyderabad bench as deputy registrar and registrar in charge. There I worked for 3 years and demoted the office last year. So I attended the Sure Shot program of Makhija sir, and took the recorded videos also and appeared for Speed Learn, which was conducted by him in the month of March. I took the exam on 28th March, and in first attempt, I cleared that exam with the help of Dr. Makhija sir. And I wanted to tell you, by attending that course, I got the conceptual clarity and time management and focused approach, how we should be focused. Because if you are going to appear second time, third time, you will lose your confidence. So whether to appear fourth time or fifth time, then you will be under confusion. So you plan properly, daily consistently working for 2 to 3 hours in addition to our routine work. Then it will be cleared. How I planned myself: by attending the classes, by taking the guidance. How I planned myself: I have focused approach. I am not greedy of getting 70, 80 marks. One should not be greedy of getting higher marks. One should target 60 marks at least, which is required for the passing. My 59.75 mark is equivalent to 0, but my 60 is equivalent to 100%. What I believe. I answered only for 65 to 70 marks. I got 63.5 marks. That is my strategy. How I planned. For part 1, for 30 marks, at least I have to score 15 to 17 marks. For CARP and liquidation, I answered only 8 questions. So I'm scoring 18 to 216, and liquidation 18 to 216 marks. And for ethics, there is one model paper in IBBI site, which I got directly from that. um, um, Directly they copied that. So I got very good marks in that. So ethics is very easily pocketable scoring subject. You can get 6 marks out of that. Then again, my plan is PPARP. PPARP will give you 8 marks. So PPARP is not so lengthy. Some formats are there, P1 to P14, and some sections 54K, which gives you conceptual clarity. If you go on reading the entire syllabus and not working there, that is not work out for us. You focus on some specific chapters, and which will give you at least 70 marks, which you can answer 70 marks. So then again, I answered individual insolvency. I have not much focused on business loss. If I get, I may get. Otherwise, my planning is different. Individual insolvency, I prepared thoroughly with respect to Section 95, bankruptcy, and everything. So I answered 66 for 66 marks. I got 63.5 in the first attempt. I appeared for that's speed learn in the month of March. Immediately, I appeared. I was the first person to clear the exam in after speed learning
Right.
attendance by Dr. Makhija sir.
Yes, sir.
There
We
are
know,
simple
we know that.
techniques.
Yeah, we know that. I
Ah,
mean, a lot of people were there, and you were the first one to pass that exam.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, friends,
Yes,
what
sir.
he's trying to, in nutshell, what he's trying to say is that strategy is more important. What strategy worked for him may not work for you. So it's not that you have to
Ah,
follow
yes.
line by line, but you have to create your own strategies. That is what the whole game plan is. So thank you, Mr. Kumar, for joining us
Thank
today,
you, sir.
sharing
Thank
your
you for giving me the
yeah, yeah,
opportunity.
absolutely. And I think now we will go to one of our another friend who also passed in first attempt, Mr. Vivek Gagar. We'll request him to please unmute and share, you see, his thoughts on short IP program, and of course, giving maybe one or two tips to the participants today. Yes, Mr. Gagar.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So I cleared my exam on 24th of March, and this was not my first attempt. This was my second attempt. So in my first attempt, I did not take the classes, transition classes, and I had scored around 54, 55 marks, and I failed around 4 to 5 marks. And just to give you a background, I'm also a valuer, registered valuer, but I took more than 19 attempts to clear the valuation exam. I did not want to fall into that same loop in this exam. So then I did a basic research on YouTube, and I got to know about transition lectures. And just to give you a couple of tips, number one, the lectures are kind of very structured. You need to follow the learnings given by sir, and he gives you a lot of practical examples, which he also practices in his professional journey. So once you are thorough with the lectures, you also need to give the mocks, because transition fortunately also have a lot of mock tests. The benefit of mock obviously is whatever mistakes you are going to commit in the actual exam, that gets identified in the mocks itself. So that kind of helps you in the exam itself. Also, the mocks of transition are very tough. So even if you are able to score even a 55, 60 marks in transition mocks, you can be rest assured you will be scoring more than 65, 70 marks in the actual exams. And lastly, you need to obviously have a focused approach. As sir said, 85% syllabus is from the IBC law, rules, regulations, and the case laws. So you need to completely focus on that. And lastly, for the case loss part, so I always tell my other friends also whom I recommend transition lectures. So in my attempt, there were roughly 60 case laws. So transition has rolled out 3,000 page detailed booklet for the entire thing. If you think it is too much, they have also rolled out 300 pages compressed notes summarizing all those judgments. Even if that is too much, they have also given us a 6-page summary notes for the case laws. So now what else do we expect from them? They can't appear exams on our behalf. So that is the best any coaching institute can do. And yes, follow Ashish sir, whatever his teachings are, and I'm sure you can score above 70 marks.
Chalo, great. Thank you, Mr. Gagar, for such your kind words. And we were very happy when you passed this exam. And I was not knowing that you took 19 attempts in valuation. Wow, your dedication and
Nine attempts.
nine
Nine
times.
attempts.
Wow. So I think that's a dedication. But typically, you never wanted to do the same thing in your limited insolvency exam, so you joined with us. So thank you so much for being here. And I think now I'll request Mr. Mahinder Sureka. I don't know whether he has joined or not. Mr. Sureka, are you there, sir? If you, yeah, you are there. So yeah, please unmute yourself, sir. And yeah, I think you're unmuted now.
Yeah, good evening, all of you, and to AM sir, as we lovingly call you. Uh, One thing I want to start by saying, you said one statement, sir, that no one teaches such courses in India. I would say no one can teach like you. I would add one word on that. Having an experience of 30 years post my chartered account CA from Ernst and Young Delhi, and having been in consulting and then now presently working with the largest real estate development company in Eastern India in the senior management. I know I've been through so many teachers all across, but none can match the energy, the enthusiasm of Ashish Makhija sir. Just to start, one of my dear friends is also here, Rohan Barman, who actually, I just saw his name there. He actually introduced me to this IBC a year back, and then he told me about transition. I did my homework, and then, but I was very appalled by the vastness and crazy size of the exams, the sections, rules, regulations, 60 case laws and acts. And then, of course, because of Rohan Burman, he's here. He has not joined you still now, so I'll tell him to join you. That magic happened. We came to know about transition, and I joined transition. And I would say the knowledge which Makhija sir has, I'm not boasting, but probably, if not the number one among the top three, definitely, but I would say number one in India in terms of IBC. He has full grip on the entire syllabus. He teaches like story. I would not go much about what has to be done because he's there to teach you. Uh, he's very simple, clear, and precise. And he's fully in control, but very friendly, let me tell you. Even if at a class of 50, he will take individual attention to each and every person, is always available. And most importantly, teaches us shortcuts. So if you have so many exceptions and case laws and everything, he has taught so many shortcuts that you remember very easily. Just the basics. You go to his live classes, do the live classes, do the recordings before the exams, and study the Bare Act rules and regulations and notes. And nothing else is required. I feel if you join this class, there's no other thing better than this. Because after we all working professionals, most of us, so we don't have much time. So I would recommend that. And I also passed in the first attempt only. just after KBK, I think he also gave me some advice on the exam. So thanks to Ashish Makhija sir, and he's still available all the time. He's still available even though I'm not doing anything, but he's still available. So thanks to sir, and I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has, sir.
Hello, great. Thank you, Mr. Sureka. Friends, we must thank him for joining us today. Unfortunately, he lost his mother just a few days ago, but still, he said that yes, because of you, probably I will definitely come and share my experience. So,
Yes, sir.
thank you, Mr. Sureka. Our deepest condolences for your losing your mother. I think that's the biggest loss one can ever have. But I am really grateful for you joining us today. Thank you so much.
It's a
Thank you.
pleasure, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, and friends, you see, these are few, people who are honestly saying that what exactly happened. Of course, I do what I do, right? So that is what the whole game is. Let me also now share my presentation and I'll also give you a few tips. So I think this is what you have been waiting for. So let's look at a few of the tips from my side. Of course, I think most of these people have also shared. Now, these are the live classes which we had last time, which was batch 151. You can see Mr. Sureka also there, joining there. And let me run this for a moment because we
Sir,
had few
thank you
words.
very much. It was a very pleasant experience, and number of misconceptions got cleared when we attended and when we heard your your deliberations. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank
I
you.
also really want to show our gratitude and thanks to you, sir. You're most humble in your sharing of your knowledge and the way it's like childlike, sir. It's really infectious, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Really,
Thank
it
you so
really
much.
helps us to inspires us. I think I'm more inspired today actually because I've been out of practice for 20 years. I've not been into practice or CA. I've been totally into a different kind of professional work. So for me, it's back to the basics actually, sir.
Back to
And
school. Back to school.
yes, sir.
Namaste, you are our guru for IBC. With your blessings and starting this new career in this one, we require your blessings and guidance, sir. Thanks a lot. You are one of the best faculties. Thank you, our guru. Thank you, sir.
Excellent presentation, sir. If your program is in 6 months back, I cleared in my first attempt actually.
Okay. No, anyway.
I am
This is my word, sir.
I am confident. With your I'm confident going to next 15 days. I'm appearing examination, booked my SAT. I'm very confident, sir. Sure, with a good marks I will clear, sir. Thanks to the transition, you are well organized the program, sir. Well organized the program. Special thanks to on behalf of all of us, sir. Special thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. I will convey your
Excellent presentation, sir. Excellent presentation,
sir. Before attending your class, before meeting you, IBC or insolvency seemed very complex.
Okay.
And now it feels so manageable and it was all enjoyment. मतलब आपके सेशंस में ऐसा कुछ लगा ही नहीं कि इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स मैटर हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं और हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं. We all seniors, मतलब I mean there are many senior persons, बट सबको इतना बच्चा सा ट्रीट करके आपने इतने अच्छे तरह इतने कॉम्प्लेक्स चीजों को इतना सॉफ्टली इतने प्यार से एक्सप्लेन किया. Sometimes we were harsh, but you had been so patient explainer, such a wonderful guide. I haven't seen my life through. Wonderful, sir. Great thanks to you.
Sir, all the modules are excellent, sir. Yes, as per your sessions, we are confident, sir. Within 40-45 days, we can crack the exam, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir, for nice presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. How are you able to remember all the sections? We have I'm also in practice at stage, but I don't remember any section. And I'm amazed how you remember all subsection also.
Yes.
Is there sure?
I have read
From way out.
I have read this IBC at least 2,000 times now by this time. तो automatically अब जैसे होता है ना वो blood अब तो I must survive without IBC.
But still, with subsection, so I don't think anybody remembers. The drafters also must not be remembering what we have written here.
चलो great. Thank you so much for the compliments. Thank
Sir,
you.
section के साथ आपको पेज याद रहता है वो 236 पे देखो. बहुत ही बड़ी बात.
Okay.
Sir, actually, after my retirement, I have enrolled this course for 1 year back.
I was totally blank. Whoever if I approach for the material, reading material, nobody in my position to give a clear picture. So then one of my friends was working in my one asset recovery branch. Then he gave a hint. Then I approached, but still he is not in position to give the who is the best teaching. Then I was searching YouTube, so many things. But by coincidence, I got into your transition, sir. I am so lucky that earlier the barrack almost 20 days I was taking this my book. But even for completing this one chapter, it took almost 20 days. But at the end of the day, I am not in, though I know very well while reading, but unable to remember all those things. But during this entire period, the way which you explain this, not only for the point of examination, you have given the overall, the law, each and every citizen must know. That I liked it very much because I loved your teaching, the way which you have explained and the way which you have remembered, and in nutshell, giving the confidence that I really appreciate. And moreover, everybody has said the way the patients are poor and the memory power of your referring the various sections at the instantly, that is amazing, sir. Thank you a lot. We are lucky enough to get such type of coach, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Yeah, sir.
Okay, friends, just let me take you to the next slide. Just give me a moment. I think, yeah, now it should be okay. So, friends, now let us go to the major important part, that the tips what are required to be done, you see, while passing this particular exam. So I'll let
Yeah,
me take
sir.
you. Okay, I don't know why it is repeating once again and again. Just give me a moment, friends. Yeah, now I think it should be okay. Uh, Let me share it once again. I'm so sorry for this. Yeah, okay. So, as I mentioned to you earlier, there's a limited insolvency practice exam which are there. I think Mr. Vivek Gagar really mentioned about it. These exams are pretty tough. They are tougher than IBBI exam. Here you may score 55, 50, 54, 56, and you may see, okay, I'm not able to pass the exam, but be rest assured, if you score 55 here, you're going to score at least 62 to 65, you see, in the IBBI exam also. So I think take those exams, 5 exams, 3 exams, whatever you want. Some people have taken 15, 20 exams also, and we have seen the improvement. Now, what is the benefit of taking these exams? You go to IBBI, you are not able to pass the exam. Does IBBI tell you which question went wrong? You were not able to answer. And what was the right answer for that? Here in, you see, limited insolvency practice exams by transition, you will be able to review your answer and see that, look, oh, this was the right answer. So you can actually go back and review. So this is the benefit of these particular exams which are there. And of course, as he also mentioned, that there is a Bare Acts compilation, which is now 4th February 2025. Now, friends, one more thing. The syllabus which you have to study, the cutoff date is 4th February 2025. Please remember that. 4th February. Any amendment in IBC rules, regulations, allied laws, business laws, general laws after you see on or after 5th February is not in your syllabus. So now the problem which becomes is how to find, you see, Bare Acts which are updated only up to 4th February. So transition has come out with the Bare Act compilation, so you can get that, which will become much easier, which will become your base, right? You can do that. You can take that, you can print that, whatever you made, but it runs into 2000, 3000 pages because all rules and regulations are together there. And of course, the compilation of cases, as Mr. Gagar also mentioned, this is again, you see, large compilation running into 3000 pages. But then we also come out with, you see, a book which is known as Analysis of Cases for Limited Insolvency Exam. This is now in 7th edition, and this has been one of the best sellers for me also. And it will really help you. And of course, during the case laws module, we give you another summary of 6, 7, 8 pages also, so where you can really remember those cases and revise those cases. So exam strategy, friends, one more thing which I want to tell you, all of you. You may have been in touch with IBC. Well, you might have taken the exam. You might be involved in the IBC ecosystem as a banker or as a with working with some IP as a chartered accountant or in any capacity. The one thing is for the exam, my dear friends, is you will have to unlearn what you have learned so far and relearn the whole thing. Because from exam point of view, this is exactly very, very important. So as I mentioned earlier, read syllabus carefully, understand the weightage, and then start allocating the time for your studies. This is what the strategy will look like. This is a short IP combo module. You can visit on this website, or you can contact at this number. The number is typically displayed at the end of, you see at the bottom of each slide also. You can talk to them. Now, what to do? This is very important. So I have my 3-4 slides exactly what to do. So first, as I mentioned, and this is the focus area, familiarize with this syllabus. Can I leave some portions? Well, Mr. Kumar mentioned that, yes, I did not do for business laws and other laws. So he left some portions. Well, that is your strategy. But if you ask me as a faculty, I would not request you to leave any portion, because at the end of the day, these laws are also important for your practical experiences when you come. But of course, you will have to devise your own strategy and you will have to map the core areas. So IBC, rules, regulations, case laws is definitely the core area. Definitely the core area. And then, as I mentioned earlier, devote time. Once you have jumped into this field, don't think it will be a cakewalk. Oh, I am a chartered accountant, I can pass in first attempt. No, I'm sorry, that is not going to happen. I have been working in IBC space for last 5 years. I know many things. I may be able to pass. I'm sorry, that is not going to help you. The point is, this is you will pass with the strategy. So you have to strategize the whole thing and devote time. Without devotion of time, nothing is possible. Attend sessions regularly, and once you are joining live classes, I'll request you to join live classes, because there, you see, you can ask questions on the top of it. Of course, in recorded versions, you will also get the live versions recorded as recorded versions, so where you get the benefit of what people have asked the questions. But here you can typically ask questions. So attending live sessions are very, very important. And sequential studying is very important. Don't pick up at random that today I'm going to read Arbitration Act, tomorrow I'm going to come back to IBC. No, don't do that. Do it in a sequential manner. Take IBC rules and regulation first. Have a control over it. Maybe you have to devote 2 weeks time, say 15 days time totally on this, and then move on to the other subjects. And as I also requested all of you, practice exam. So what is the mantra? As I always say in my classes, practice, practice, practice. I think we have heard the slogan, entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. I always say practice, practice, practice. So the point what I'm trying to say is, and in fact, I'm also changing my strategy now. Earlier, I used to say that you must take the exam once you have completed the entire syllabus. Now, I will tell you that once you have glanced over the subjects and the books, also the bare acts, take one exam. You may not be able to pass it. You may score only 30%, 20%, doesn't matter. But at least at the back of your mind, now you will know what kind of questions will be asked in the examination. So now your preparation will be on from that strategical point of view. So take one exam after you have glanced over the syllabus and gone through it in a glance manner. So please do that. That is very important. And once you have taken the exam, you can review and then you can learn the strategy. And I think many people have got benefited, because earlier, as Mr. Kumar also mentioned, Mr. Gagar also mentioned that, look, if you start attempting all questions, you become greedy, then you are in trouble. Don't target, you see that I have to score 85% here. Well, that's not the target. The target is to pass the exam. That is the golden rule. So leaving 15 to 20 questions is not difficult, my dear friends. That is what Mr. Kumar also mentioned. So you can safely leave even 10 to 15 questions and still pass the exam if you don't know the answer. So that is what really, really helps you. And as I also mentioned in the beginning, set the target date, because we all work with targets, isn't it? If we don't have target, you will get lost. Fix a date. Say first week of November, 7th November, I'm taking the exam. Now start working backwards. So if you don't have the target date or exam date, my dear friends, it will become very difficult for you to study. And no books are required. There are no books. And there are a lot of books which are available in Amazon, Flipkart, but I will not recommend you. Just simply take bare acts and the ACLI case book, which is there, analysis of cases for limited insolvency and compilation of cases, good enough. And attend our sessions. You will be with me for 45 hours, and I think we will make sure that you pass the exam. And I will also devote my time personally with those people who are facing certain difficulties. I know a lot of people are still here who have not been able to pass the exam. Very unfortunate, missing by 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, or 5 marks also. I think I would like to work with them on a personal level, and I have done that. I've spoken with them. I had separate sessions for them also. I think we will be able to do that for all those people who are there. So you can contact me or contact Transition. We will have a separate session for those people separately than these classes also. So I think that will be our target. So this is what exactly the schedule looks like, my dear friends. The first batch for IBC live classes starts from 23rd to 27th. And then we have given some gaps so that you can have some breathing time. Earlier, we used to give 2 days breathing time and then start, but now this time we have given more breathing time, so at least for 4 or 5 days, so that you can recoup and come back again. So 23rd to 27th August is IBC module. Case laws is 5th to 8th September. Allied laws, we will do it from 13th to 15th. And then for case studies, it is from 20th to 22nd September. So if you look at the schedule, it is 1 month schedule. And after this, you will have to devote 1 month on a self-study. So you will be ready by, say, 15th of October. So that is what I said last week of October, since Diwali and other festivals are there. So maybe first week of November will be a better target for you, looking at all those commitments, family commitments, professional commitments, but build in that, my dear friends. Devote your time. That is very, very important. So now it's a time for the questions. Let me now see if there are questions in the chat box. And if anyone wants to unmute themselves, just please raise your hand. Just click that symbol, raise hand, and we will unmute you. And we will, like to hear from you. What are your questions? Let me take few of the questions which are on the chat box. Let me see, go one by one. Mr. Narendra Patel, just give me a moment. I think I can see your hands raised. We will just okay, I'm a lawyer with 9 years of experience. Jinit says, am I eligible? Yes, sir. Jinit, this is the right time. You have completed 9 years. Take your exam, pass the exam. The moment you complete 10, your examinations mark sheet will be valid for 2 years. You will have to enroll yourself in within 2 years. So this is the right time because syllabus keeps on expanding every time. So please do that. That's a good question, sir. Uh, how to define managerial experience? Mr. Badeti Venkata Ganapati says how to define. Normally mention experience letter grade as in charge, manager, and senior manager. Can you elaborate? I was mailed to IBBI, but they returned with document which was in IBBI. Okay. I think managerial capacity is typically what we understand is it should not be in a clerical mode. So if you are able to demonstrate in a hierarchy of that particular company, bank, wherever you have been working, that look, I was a manager, and managerial capacity means there were some subordinates which were working under you. So I think that is more important for us to understand this. Okay. And if you have any doubts, this is also one of the important things. You can send an email to the IBBI and they respond that, right? So the email is typically IBBI REG registration, IBBI reg at ibbi.co.in. So you can send that email to them also. They will respond to that. So do that exercise before you start working on it, because otherwise the whole thing goes for a toss because people get frustrated later on. Okay. When is the next batch? I think the Varun Bhatia is asking. Varunji, I think those dates have been announced. They are already on the chat box also. You can contact. Ankita Kedia says, I also attempted 2 times but failed because of negative marking. I took your recorded classes 2 times. Ankita, was very unfortunate. I'm not sure how many marks you were not able to, I mean, you were short of how many marks, but you can speak to me. We can work with you. If you can attend these classes because the syllabus has changed. So I think we will really, really like to help you. And I would like to personally work with you so that you are able to pass the exam. Okay. So please do that. And Mr. Natarajan says, I record. Yeah, I remember you, Mr. Natarajan. You were there. 55% is not bad, but and Vishnu Chan says 59.75. I think many people are there, you see, at that stage. So the only point is they have not been leaving questions. So I would like to work with them for as far as the strategy is concerned. Tista ji says, I love the classes. Code 54 could not pass. So if I renew it now, will it be updated one? Also, IBBI does not give an explanation where the candidate has committed mistake. How to find that out? So Tista ji, I think you are right. As I mentioned, take transitions practice exam. Probably you would have taken that also. So you will get to know the reasons and also what is the correct answer. Anyway, you can, you see, join the program. I will be with you. We'll work it together and we'll try to see that you cross that bridge from 54 to 60, right? So please, I'll be very happy to do that with you. Since you know the basics, typically you need to really rework on your strategies. Timing for live classes, I think Harsh, you have already got to know about it. That is already there. Do we have to memorize all sections? You don't. You don't have to memorize. Like, you see, I can narrate those sections, but you don't have to memorize. So that is not required. Those questions are not coming. But understanding conceptually, that is more important. How to get confirmation on eligibility? Yes, on eligibility, as I mentioned, send an email to the IBBI. I think that will be better. And then, of course, kindly share your advice on career of a current government servant after passing the limited insolvency exam. I have around 13 years of service remaining. Okay. See, as far as the career is concerned, I'm not sure whether you're planning to leave your government job and join this or you want to join it after the retirement. So whatever your target is, I think IBC is there to stay and the new amendment bill which has also come. So IBC is here to stay, my dear friends. Don't go by rumors in the market that there is a dearth of work, people are afraid. Don't go by that. Things are improving. The new amendment bill which has come in, it is actually reforming the you can say the Indian you see insolvency ecosystem. Even the foreign, you see, insolvency practitioners, they may also be recognized because of cross-border insolvency. I think they are also supposed to do some kind of a training and maybe IBBI will come out with something. I think that's very important that you must take this thing that if you want to develop it as a career, there are huge, huge, you see, areas which you can do that. You can contribute not only as a practicing IP, but as a consultant also. Please discuss on the career opportunities. As I mentioned, see, you can practice as an IP or a liquidator or any other, or you can be acting as a consultant. You can help the promoters creating a resolution plan. You can be in a forensic audit also if you are knowing the provisions, and you can help advise people on cross-border insolvency. Group insolvency is also coming. If you are trained in, say, real estate sector, real estate is one of the sectors which is coming up. So a lot of issues, a lot of career opportunities are there insofar as the IBC is concerned. And Pradeep says, I have one query. I have taken your recorded classes and now passed on 28th May 2025. Now I can register with IBBI within 1 year, 2 year, 2 year, 2 years. So now, earlier it was 1 year, but in April 2025, they came out with another circular and they have extended the time to 2 years now. So you are lucky, you can do that, okay, with 2 years. Mr. Gola says, I have managerial experience of more than 12 years post CA qualification. However, being in employment, I have paid CA membership fees for 8 years only. Am I eligible to register as an IP if I clear the exam? Well, you need 12 years of managerial experience. But at the end of the day, your membership for CA is only for 8 years. So I think you'll have to complete that, you see, 10 year. Otherwise, for normal graduates, it is 15 years managerial experience. So typically to complete 15 years or to complete 10 years, you need to add 2 more years. But what you can do is, Mr. Gola, you can pass the exam, wait for that time, and then you can register because as I mentioned, 2 year time is given. So you can do that. Mr. Subhash says, I want to clear, I'm in bank. My working experience in bank is I worked for officer for 13 years as chief manager with 11 years. Total experience is 24 years. Whether this experience will be counted as managerial eligibility, I think that will be counted, sir, because I think you have worked as an officer. Officer here typically means a manager only. So I don't think that should be a problem. But still, what I suggest is send an email to the IBBI at IPReg, IBBI registration, REG, registration at ibbi.co.in. I think they will be able to clarify this. Can I be a success IP working from Patna from where no NCLT court is available? Well, in Patna, of course, it is not there, but your nearest could be Cuttack or could be Cuttack is I think, the nearest one. A lot of people from Patna are there, and you will be registered at Cuttack NCLT, and you will get a lot of assignments from there. So I don't think there will be a dearth of assignments. Sir, you said only we need to buy bare acts, no other physical books required. Can you clarify? Yes. Ashish ji, this is very important. Other books in the sense is you'll find a lot of books for guidance on limited insolvency exam. They will totally confuse you if you ask me. They are not updated, number one. Sometimes they are giving too many briefs. So you have to really read the bare act only. That's all. Just go through the bare act, attend classes, couple it with that. I think you are done. Time when the next update syllabus of IBC. Syllabus of IBC has been updated, sir, from 4th of February. But if the exam was supposed to start from, 5th of May, because typically whenever a new syllabus is announced, the new exam comes after 3 months. So when they came out on 4th February, they said from 5th May 2025, the new exam will start. But since they were not ready with the new exam, so they postponed it for another 2 months. And then the exam started from 1st July 2025. So from 1st July 2025, new syllabus is now applicable. Mr. Jaideep Sharma says, I'm working with Bank of Baroda with my service. May I get through it? Although I'm going through the IBC code for last 2 months. Well, I think this is very important. A lot of bankers have passed the exams. And a lot of bankers are very successful. Besides the chartered accountants and others, the bankers are also very successful because they have been in this field. So I think, sir, I'll simply request you that please do that. Go through that IBC, not only IBC, all other also. Attend the classes if you wish to. I think you will be able to pass that exam. I would like to take the 3 simulation tests if updated to 4th February in time. Yes, that will be, they have been updated to a larger extent. They are in the process of being updated, typically for case laws. So for case laws, we are in the process of doing it, but otherwise they have all been updated. So I think there is no problem. Sir, I have an exam. Rishabh Jain says I have exam in March this year and scored 44, lost due to greed of answering and negative marking. My work areas were PPI, RP, and some concepts in IBC. The morale was down for some time, but now gearing up to give again. I took your live classes back, then I want to your guidance once again. Please suggest. Rishabh, since there is a change in syllabus, live classes are there. You will interact with me. I'll request you to join here. I think you can contact the transition team, so you will be able to we'll be able to interact and probably will be able to talk on those things. And if you want to connect with me, you can. You're always welcome to do that. Sir, I attend exam on 11th August and attend your recorded module. I get 58.25 marks. Well, you are too close, sir. I mean, people taking first attempt and getting 58.25 is not a joke. It's not a small thing. But anyhow, typically you can do that, right? So we can work on this. Okay, I think Trisha Su says I can't raise hand. Please unmute. Okay, I will do one by one now. I think one Mr. Vardhan is there, so we will just unmute him. Yes, Mr. Vardhan, can you unmute yourself? We have sent a request.
Sir, very good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Yeah.
I had asked you about the 3 simulation tests, sir.
Right.
So you said by and large it has been updated. When do you want me to buy these tests, sir? Do you want me to wait for, it's a couple of weeks or so? or can I buy the test immediately?
Well, I think not too much of time, maybe 2 weeks time. Give us 2 weeks time. Typically, case laws are to be updated, others are updated. So on case laws front, we are working, the team is working. I think that will be done within maximum 2 weeks time, sir.
Sir, if in case I buy immediately, after updation, will you allow me to take
Yeah, yeah.
the... Yes,
Absolutely.
sir?
You can buy it now because whenever you buy, the exams are active for 60 days. So you can take the exam within 60 days anytime, sir.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I can take the exam immediately and I can take the exam for 60 days as well,
Correct.
right?
You can attempt
Right.
the exam later on. Correct, correct. That
Any
is-
number of times, right, sir?
No, not any number of times. Supposing you have taken 3 exams, so you can
Right.
attempt 3 times. Na? So there is not number, but the review is available to you.
Okay, okay.
You can
So
go back to your exam. Yeah, you
each
can.
test I can take 3 times.
Yeah. If you take 3 attempts, so you can make, and every time a different exam will come to you.
Oh, right, sir.
It will not be
Thank
the
you.
same exam, but you can go back and review your answers anytime. That is available
Right.
to you, right?
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. I think Trisha Sood, I'm not able to see her here. Okay. I think if transition team can see her, maybe you can unmute her. Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's look at other things. How many times we can appear in year for living? That's a good question, Ashish. As far as appearing is concerned, you can appear as many times, but there is a cooling off period of 21 days. Supposing you have taken the exam, say on 1st of September, you cannot take the next exam before 21st of September, 22nd September. So you have to register again. So 21 days is the cooling off period. Otherwise, you can take as many attempts. There is no restriction so far. Varun Bhatia says, what is the 50-hour training? Is this post-qualification? Yes, as I mentioned, it is post-qualification, right? Pradeep ji has raised his hand, so we will request him to unmute. We have sent a request, sir. You can unmute yourself if it is possible.
Sir, my doubt already got clarified, sir. Sir, I have taken your recorded classes. Okay. March I started studying, and April first attempt I wrote. Why? Because there is a change in syllabus, and I did not clear in the first attempt. But next day I got a call from transition stating that 2 months is extended. Correct.
Right.
No, again started studying in the second attempt. I have passed my exam. No,
Right.
still 2 years I have because I think I'm very lucky, sir. 2 years I can
Yes,
see.
yes.
Last attempt that syllabus also got changed and I passed it.
Right.
Anyhow,
So
because of confusion.
what is the date of your passing? From that date, add 2 years, you have to register within those 2 years. Okay.
Yes, yes. But the classes are fantastic, sir.
Chalo,
Classes,
great.
there's no doubt.
Great. Thank you so much.
Good.
And
Yes,
we
sir.
are glad that you were able to pass that exam. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Kiran ji is saying, I'm Kiran. I'm an advocate with 13 years experience. I want to clear this exam with preparation of 3 months. Yes, Kiran ji, as I mentioned, 2 months. If you are giving yourself 3 months, I think that is fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Trisha Sood ji is also there. Yeah, you are unmuted, ma'am. So please, you can ask your question.
Good evening, sir. Actually, you mentioned in your discussion that some 56 sections are added. So, and you mentioned that it is far more easier now because they are adding some sections. So, can you explain that? And also, you are saying the course is revised and 25th Feb, you are mentioning the cutoff date. So, do you mean that I need to buy another Bayer Act, or can I do with the same Bayer Act, which is cutoff date is March? Something in March
Okay.
last time.
Okay. Now let me explain. I think that's a good question. Number one, insofar as I mentioned about insolvency and bankruptcy bill, so don't forget about that, because as I mentioned, insolvency bill has been introduced in 2025. That is not in your syllabus. I was only mentioning from the point of view that pass it now, because tomorrow if they revise the program, then you will have to study those sections also, because that may also become a law. Now, having said that, you were attempting in the previous syllabus, which was applicable effective 2023, right? So now the syllabus has undergone a change, and the cutoff date, I'm repeating once again, friends, it is 4th February 2025. Please mark it, 4th February 2025. Now, from 2023 to 2025, There has been no amendment in IBC, but there has been an amendment in rules and regulations. A lot of amendments are there. So therefore, it is always important that you should look at the new Bear Act. You should get the new Bear Act now, because relying upon the old Bear Act, you will not be able to answer questions. So I think you require a new Bear Act as per the updated syllabus now. Right? I hope I have been able to answer your question, ma'am.
And sir, one more question. Like, since I've been reading this IBC and allied laws quite some time, more than an year. I started in March last year, and it's like I'm not able to remember them in my mind. Everything I read and read, get the concepts on my own, but somewhere it's not getting registered. We just forget whatever we read or learn.
Okay. What I suggest, ma'am, is this. You are 1 year, so you have some basic understanding. Now, if you join these live classes now, you forget whatever you have learned. So I always say unlearn what you have learned and relearn again. So just start with blank slate, clean slate. I think we'll be able to work with you. So you can work with me. I will personally see that you are able to understand, your concepts are clear, and you are confident. So please do that. I think you will be able to pass that exam. So just may I ask how many marks you scored, and you were not able to pass, with what gap?
Actually, I have not appeared for exam because I'm trying to complete the entire syllabus. There are a lot of laws and all. And my only request is if you can give some tips how to register this laws in our mind, because we might not be having practical experience on all the subjects.
See, the point is you have to create short notes. What we also suggest is you don't have to read all the sections and all the rules and regulations. You link, like if you are reading IBC rules and regulation, try to link them. And if you are reading allied laws, read those important sections, make your short notes. You don't have to go back to the acts again, just refer your short notes. So that is very, very important, that you have to make short notes on those. Okay.
I do make notes. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. I do make notes, but I rarely refer them because those notes are too short to like recall the entire.
Ma'am, what I can suggest is, my suggestion is, don't read too much. You have been studying for 1 year. I will request you
Yeah.
to take the jump. Like,
Take
see, Mr. Gagar also took a jump. There was one Mr. Kunj Bihari was there. He passed in first attempt. He said, "Sir, मैं तो आपके session के बाद ऐसे ही चला गया." And he scored exactly 60%. He was lucky. So some people may not get lucky, but sometimes that also happens. Okay. Mr. Jaideep Sharma says, I have time to study after 8 p.m. and I'll go through the recordings, how my queries will be resolved if it is there. Okay, Mr. Jaideep, it is typically, if it is possible, please join for live classes, maybe for 1 hour, maybe at 7 p.m. You'll have to make time. Otherwise, if you are seeing the recording at 8 p.m., say for this particular day, then the next day, maybe you can email the questions to us so that we will be able to answer your questions. So we can work out that formula with you, though I will still suggest that you should attend live classes. Okay. I'm making question again. Do I need to buy Act of the Allied Laws along with IBC laws? Yes, sir, because they are all updated particular to a cutoff date. If you go, you can download it from any other website also. But friends, downloading will typically not really help you, because you will be able to download the latest one, isn't it? So you need the, you see, act which is updated up to a particular limit. Okay. So please do that. So friends, I think I will not take too much of your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, I believe the number is also already there. You can visit the website. You can contact at that number. Let us try to make it with confidence. Let us pass this exam. Thank you so much. And I must thank Mr. Gagar, Mr. KB Kumar, Mr. Sureka also for joining us today and taking precious time out of their busy schedule. So thank you so much, friends. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.